Her Royal Majesty Mercy AK HOH for this week. They must hear word, oh, they must hear word this week. Anyways, guys, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Say With Me Shortly, me where you get the gist. As it do waiting, as it hurts. Of course, you know there's no tipping on the bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do what? You lose. Are you yet to subscribe to this channel, or are you still sitting on a fat long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pot? Like, how do you want to get the gist as it hurts? So, guys, as it hurts, you know I've been bringing back-to-back gist. Okay, so if you have been following up, let's continue from where we stopped. I already discussed with you all on how the Pardon Me challenge went, okay? So now we all know, we should know by now that on Mondays, after the Pardon Me, head of house game Pardon Me, the next thing is the nomination, the PMP. Sorry, I already spoke about who picked the black envelope, So we all know that after the the next thing, the last thing on the list on Mondays is the PMP, the Pardon Me challenge. But before that, Big Brother called the HOH and asked her to actually list her BFF, to give the badges to distribute the badges to her BFFs. And as what she said earlier, I told you guys the conversation Mercy had with Fraud, so she finally chose her BFF. Does she actually mention those names? And then the answer is yes. First off, she called Angel, and then secondly, she called White Money. Thirdly, she called Doyin. And then fourth, the last but not the least, she mentioned Fraud. And yes, we all know that there will be a lot on people's head right now, especially some persons she is close to. I am happy she called Doyin because of how the competition went, So then Angel, on the other hand, has always feel that she will not be called first from her friends because she's not how will I put it, that she said she feel like the fifth shot of Tequila. I'm very sure right now she would be at peace, and actually it's fair enough because Venita just stepped down from the HOH lounge. If I am not mistaken, Ike chose Venita, so I think the decision Mercy made was gallant. And of course, we all know that Fraud is Mercy right-hand person. So calling Fraud last, she said the overall. She called Fraud last too, but she said he is the overall. Of course, we all know. Nobody they drag on with Fraud at all. Fraud had to sit down beside her. I want you guys to know something. This week is gonna be hard because it's as if people are even saying no. Now Fraud even win this HOH. You see this HOH now Fraud win and will not be Mercy. And we all know that there will be all these things this house may do to some of these previous HOH. If it happened this period now, it could be Basbo's thing, because Fraud and Mercy, they carry one kind, authoritative power. You understand? So it's gonna be back to back Basbos, because the housemates I know, those ones, they would actually be disrespectful. It is normal, because I've seen that it is normal for this housemate to actually say whatever they want to say to the HOH and do whatever they want to do. Meanwhile, guys, let's talk about the PMP challenge. This is how the housemates nominated. I was discussing with you guys from my previous video how the housemates actually chose they were actually plotting and everything, but guys, guess what? The plotting was not plotting. In my previous video, I said that you see the one funny thing about this housemate in their clique. Among their cliques, they are never in unity. I was actually referring to Perez cliques. You see, Mercy clique, they genuine. Once they have decided something, they will do it. That is the difference between the Mercy clique and Perez clique. I said, you see the Perez clique, they would act like they are in unity. You understand? They would blame others who want to join them as that. I don't trust this person. I don't trust that person. But last, they would betray themselves by themselves. I said it in my previous video. If you have not watched it, go there and see what I said. And right now, it's played with full force. So just calm down. Let's watch how the housemates mention the names and we'll know what's up. We're going to say, if they do click, then Perez team, they should just stay out of that click, because that their click is not clicking at all. Now, let's see this. Fraud mentioned Doyin. Now, do not forget that Fraud initially told Mercy that he is going to mention, what is it called? Neo. That he preferred to mention Neo over Venita, because Neo said Neo was fair with the game. They now later went inside and discovered that Angel was like, they were actually having another different conversation about, Angel said that she want to put buy. You understand? But others were not buying it. Like Alex was with them. Alex, Angel, Doyin, Fraud, they were having that conversation. They are like, oh, that Baye is now strong, go, that they should not think that Baye is not strong, that she's now a strong champ out there. So that they think they should put Doyin, as far as Doyin has was almost close to becoming the head of her, so they think they should put Doyin, you understand? And then I think that was how it happened. So I think that was why fraud decision with them putting up new came up. And now you have seen how genuine the message click are. Follow the right click in whatever you do. Oh my god, I see the sweet, I see they pain them actually, because I've seen some people calling me names already because I they give my own analysis. Because could have leave me alone, please. Follow the right click. Oh, I still keep saying it. Sisi is the only one lady standing in that house. If you like, go and hug whatever you want to hug. Consign me. I will keep saying what I'm saying. So, and then they are just in uniform. If they decide, oh, we are going to put this person, they will do it. So then that is why fraud put, Doyin. Okay, let's see others. And then Ike mentioned Neo. What happened to the Tolani badge? They all discussed they are going to mention. Okay, let's continue. Sheyi mentioned Adekunle. Of course, Sheyi mentioned Adekunle because Sheyi and Venita are quite close. And then Venita would have told Sheyi, mention Adekunle. Almost Venita, they love, oh. Me too, I go love, oh. And then Adekunle mentioned Doyin. What a surprise! Hey! This thing is sweeting me. Last, the level up housemates are making me proud. You know what? I am actually loving this from the level up housemates. They are indeed level up. Because Adekunle mentioned Doyin. Who would have expected Adekunle would mention Doyin? Who would have expected? Doyin once mentioned Adekunle. Was that moment Ilebayi and Sisi were actually, I think it was last week now. Doyin mentioned Adekunle. She was like she preferred mentioning her level mates than mentioning any other people. Hey, Omo, I dey dance, I dey booga. I told you guys I wanted Doyin to win the head of house game, but at least it still favor her. Adekunle mentioned Doyin, oh guys. Okay. Then Cross mentioned Neo. Do not forget that Cross is among the clique who were discussing about how they would save Tolani badge. Now, when he even went as far as trying to bring in Ilebaye in their clique, and then so for Ilebaye to choose Tolani badge, and then they ended up he ended up choosing Neo. Imagine telling somebody to choose Tolani and then they ended up choosing Neo. Oh, I do not know. Did they later change their plans? Anyways, Neo mentioned Ilebaye. Okay, if they had changed their plans, why are they now missing names? Because the last time I checked, it was Tolani badge. Next thing I have heard Cross calling. Who did Cross call again? Neo. And I have heard who called Ilebaye again. So Neo now called Ilebaye. I don't understand anymore. Okay, and then Pere called Ilebaye. Quite surprising. That is when I was asking, did they choose Ilebaye? Now you have seen the way things are going. Kid choose Neo. Now you see. Click where they choose different names. So it's between Ilebaye and Neo right now. Soma chose Adekunle. Soma is the guy that is loyal to his friendship because what is this? I love this kind of guy, yo. I love somebody who are loyal to their friend. Please, somebody fetch me some Soma in my life because loyalty actually paves the way. All right, White Money chose Cross. Right, White Money own decision, and they go off guard. That's why I said if you want to talk about one man standing again is White Money, because that one the day in day, if you include and Gistin go laugh. He doesn't want to involve in all these blah 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 blah. All right, then Venita chose Adekunle. Now this is it. Venita, I don't know how to put it. Venita chose Adekunle. In fact, love is blind. I'm telling you, love will make you just be with your man. And some lady just know how to love so deep. Imagine she don't even care if Adekunle would be mentioned by others. She just wants her Adekunle to be on her lips. Angel mentioned Doyin. Of course, we were expecting that they discussed it together. The clique with Sabi. Doyin mentioned Ilebaye. Oh, this one it sweets me specially. Like it sweets me special, because I was like, oh, is Doyin still gonna mention Ilebaye? Actually Ilebaye went first before Doyin. Ilebaye mentioned Doyin first. I was like, oh, that's my baby. Cross, we Cross, we of course I know Ilebaye is smart. Was it not the same Cross who told Pere that when Pere said Ilebaye is gullible? Cross said she might add dump, but that girl is very smart. The same Cross one come at smart, a smart babe. See how they are contradicting themselves, So Ilebaye went first and mentioned Doyin. I'm like, correct. This girl, you just won yourself extra fans because People will be waiting for for Cross to get to Ilebaye, maybe for Ilebaye to mention any of those names that was pushed to her. But guess what? Despite the sealed kiss in the toilet, Ilebaye still mentioned her friendship. And that is what friendship is all about. Loyalty is what Doyin and Ilebaye hold for each other. Because after Ilebaye mentioned Doyin, I'm like, oh, this girl correct. I was more scared for Ilebaye than I was for Doyin, because I have known that Doyin loved Ilebaye. You understand? So I know that she could mention her no matter what. So then Ilebaye now returned the favor, mentioned first. Doyin now went in there and do the same. I'm like, correct. These are my level of people. And then Alex mentioned Doyin. Of course, the click that is clicking very well. And then Ilebaye, I've already said about Ilebaye. Then Sisi mentioned Doyin. I knew Sisi would mention Doyin because Doyin is one person that is quite close to Sisi. Sisi and Doyin, I love their friendship. Okay, so when Sisi entered, I was like, Sisi would mention Doyin. And then T-Bad mentioned Neo. Of course, what do you guys think? In as much as they would join the clip and be acting, oh, put me, mention me, I know they would never betray each other. They would mention their name. But did Neo mention T-Badge? No. Now, what have you noticed on this thing? Okay, let's talk about Mercy. Mercy, the head of house, mentioned Doyin. Of course, now she be the head of the clique, of their own clique. So they all decided to mention Doyin, So congratulations. Okay, before I congratulate Doyin, first of all, did you notice something about this thing? People in a ship, for example, Adekule and Venita. Adekule chose someone else. Neo and Tolaniba chose somebody else, right? It is giving the ladies their head too much day for this. They are invested in this, their loyalty to their man or whatever. But it is what it is, right? So, guys, congratulations to one and only sophisticated Doyin. Oh, I wanted this girl to be safe. Do you know why I wanted Doyin to be safe? I see Doyin like somebody who is, quite... Anyways, when Big Brother, mentioned her, after all the list, Big Brother mentioned Doyin, she shouted, hey, but they rejoice, like they gave her cold shoulder. Like, people no agree hug her. I think the first person who went to hug her was Fraud. Fraud was like, if they don't want to hug you, make her hug you. She said, yes, so hug me, make it a pepper, then blah, blah, blah. And Dekule at the background was just smiling. In his mind, he would say, this girl no go no say, I vote Tamu. If she's saying that, make it a pain them. She might be having Adekule in mind too. You never can tell. I'm just saying. But Adekule would just be smiling like, this girl no. That was same way the way Doyin voted for him the other week. She no go to no say the girl, vote for him. But I think one of the reasons Adekule voted for Doyin was that because Doyin stood for him during the argument between him and Pere. You understand? So the housemates was so cold. If it was other housemates, they would rush the person. Yeah. That is to show you guys that Doyin and the labor, you need to be protected by all costs, at least for a while, because the housemates get there who they are really close with. Then nobody really rejoiced like that. Later on, White Money hugged her like that. Just 1, 2, 3 hug. But what matters is that the housemates actually came for her and they nominated her in the the diary room. At least they mentioned her name. Whether they hug her or not, they have done it, right? So I think one of the reasons I love why Doyin got this PMP is because so that she would feel among. I have noticed she feels she is quite misunderstood. Her persona is quite misunderstood. Like, people do not understand her person. Earlier on, she was discussing with Soma on how people don't get her. Like, she was quite teary, as you can see. Like, she felt, so emotional. She was like, why do people always misunderstand her personality? And Soma was trying to give her advice. That advice that Soma was giving her, to me, I was not pleased with it. You know why? Because it's just like you're trying to change a person the way she is. And with all she has been explaining, it does not mean she's a bad person. No. She's just somebody who is straightforward. Who, like, when you see A, you say, oh, this is A. You understand? That is what I've noticed about Doyin. And the reason why I can relate to Doyin is because I am like that. I am so straight to the core. Like, I will tell you, this is the truth. I am so straight to the extent that when I F up, I will tell myself that, oh, see, I don't F up. So people cannot own up to their mistakes. So people act like they're too over-sabi. Like, I'm somebody who can be corrected and I will accept, oh, I made mistake. I don't know how to, So I can relate to Doyin's personality because she actually shared same with me. You understand? And I think whenever you're straightforward, you're always doing your thing, saying your thing, people will misunderstand you a whole lot. So I'm so happy she was chosen by the housemates so that she could feel love. She did not just win the pardon me, she also won being in the HOH lounge. So she would be like, oh, I am among. And that is what matters. I'm so happy for Doyin, my darling. Congratulations to you, baby. Meanwhile, guys, you guys should get ready for this week, HOH. Mercy Lambo, who jokes with her? Nobody. So it's just like having 2 HOH this week because Fraud is among the HOH. Mercy and Fraud, they are one person. So you guys should get ready and make sure you have subscribed to this channel and make sure you have turned on the notification bell so that you don't miss any gist at all. I will still end this video by still sending my shout out to Cece, Oh, I forgot, guys, mentioning Cece right now because I wanted to send my shout out for calling her a one-man mopo. But before I say that, Big Brother actually, after the mentioning Doyin as the PMP whatever, Big Brother now took on the TV screen and showed a video of how the housemates have been disrespecting Big Brother, and also the microphone infringement. Big Brother gave what's his name, Sheyi, New Energy, and Doyin, and then Cece warning. But he told Cece that because Cece said some things after Cece did not participate in this HOH challenge. I think it's because they switched their group or something. That was why they could not go out to the arena on time. Cece said she does not know it was her group that was group 1. You understand? So she felt bad that last week she did not participate for the HOH challenge, and this week the same thing. So and when that happened, she started saying some words. Cece mouth no good. Started saying that if the Biggie doesn't want me to participate on this thing, then it is fine. This one, that one, and Perez was kind of calming her down that moment, So I think Biggie now told her that since she's already serving a punishment and she still does not know how to control her mouth, she still disrespected Big Brother. That Big Brother said he will revisit the Cece's whatever punishment, that he will add to her punishment. But I just hope Biggie would I hope Biggie would temper justice with mercy and let Cece breathe a little. So guys, I will see you guys later. Make sure you stay tuned to this channel because a lot of background talk is going on. We're gonna talk about that in my next video. Okay, see you later, and thank you so much for watching. And do not forget, I love you, because if I don't love you, waiting again. Bye bye.